I'm absolutely delighted with the turnout, considering that we only organised this protest last night and late last night. I was coming down the street and hoping I wasn't going to see 2 or 3 people there, and when I came around the corner and saw the amount that is here, I was absolutely delighted. But that's something we're good at. We're good at turning out, we're good at fighting when something's not right. And I guess, the main reason we are here is the fact that RTÉ have invited someone who's quite dangerous to our community to give opinions on our lives and our identities. Someone who's not educated, has no expertise or links to the trans community, has been given a platform to spread his own ideologies, which are frankly incorrect, offensive, transphobic and very hateful. As well as that, RTÉ have been giving out misinformation about the Gender Recognition Act review. And for someone who doesn't know very much about trans people or the act itself, it's quite dangerous to give out that misinformation. It's putting us back into a situation of less acceptance and less understanding.
It was important because I think the airtime Graham Linehan is getting is disgusting, because it's showing that RTÉ doesn't have a bias. Doesn't have a bias, and that is a very conservative narrative. I don't appreciate it because it's fear-mongering. Let a man like that, who has not only been caught and told off by the police, but he's been banned from social media. If we get that far along, this is ridiculous. It's beyond me what's happening. Do you know what I mean? He's hurting people. He's actually it's saying. Sorry, I'm just really pissed off. It's very annoying because I should be at home studying right now, but I'm here in the freezing fucking cold. Sorry my language, I can't really have that to say. It just shows that RTÉ doesn't care. It shows that they would rather want views and controversy than even think about people's lives and feelings. He is doing actual damage to people, and yet they're letting him happen on. They're continuing this narrative, and it's not helping anybody. It's not the country I live in. Fuck, I've been fighting for trans rights a good part of a year now. It's just I've known Noah myself since the very first march that he organised, and it's a spit in the face of everything I've done and everyone else here. I'm just a trans activist, but these are actual trans people, and they're being hurt from it.
When I first heard the news that Graham Linehan was going to be appearing on primetime, I was really shocked and really devastated, I suppose. I've been keeping an eye on kind of his views and stuff, and I know he's been spouting them for a long time, and he hasn't really been getting much attention about it other than Twitter. So I was really devastated that his views arrived here. The English media has been horrible lately with, it's rampant with transphobia, and every day there's another article insisting that people like us just don't exist. But I really wanted to kind of just send the message here today that we won't stand for this and that there's no room for that in our country.
Graham Linehan has no authority to talk about us for so many different reasons. We don't know the rest of the lineup fully. So to know that someone who isn't even trans, isn't involved in the queer community in a good way, to know that they were being allowed to talk about us to a mass of people who are already uneducated on what it's like to be trans in Ireland, it's potentially putting us up for a lot of harm. It's dangerous, it's irresponsible, and that's why I'm protesting.
I just wanted to express some support for all the young trans people, of whom I was one many, many years ago, and the opportunity that this new gender recognition review provides for young trans people to be who they really are and to live their lives as they really are is too important an opportunity to miss. And to have somebody like Graham Linehan, who expresses views that are totally against the vast majority of decent Irish people, who are very willing to support their trans people. It's just appalling. And Graham Linehan isn't the only one that's on the programme tonight. And I think it's so important. Irish society has moved on. Because, as my daughter said, this is a controversy imported from the UK, one that was generated and basically constructed by the English tabloids. surely Ireland is better than that. Surely we're better than English tabloids. I always thought we were, and I truly believe that. So that's why I'm here.
Well, in 2004 in Cork with another woman called Sarah Jane Cromwell, I started up Transgender Equality Network Ireland. Before that there was absolutely nothing for transgender people in their own right. We were always a little tag on the end of LGBT, and nothing was done for us. Like, you know, it's all been done for gay and lesbian, and you know, and I said we needed an organisation in our own right, and also the French would get the word out there that we didn't just appear in middle age to be a girl or a boy or a man or a woman. That we are real children, and all these younger people here today and the children coming out, I was that child, you know. And in 2005 we got laughed at by government departments now looking for grants in our own right. We told to go to gay organisations, and they forgot that lots of people might be heterosexual as well. They mightn't think of going to help to a gay organisation, even though they have a lot of expertise then in campaigning and getting things done. I learned a lot from them, like as I'm part of that community too, and the big queer community, I'd say, like, you know. So the first ever grant was €1,000. Yay, big time, when we'd all get hundreds of thousands, like, you know. And that started on the road, and we joined them with Lydia Foy in getting the language in the court changed, because the transsexual terminology has gone outdated. It's a horrible word, and your man Linehan, that's his name, yes, is using that word today on 98 FM. Hasn't a clue, you know. And it's a proof today these young people here know who they are, know what they want, and know where they're at, you know. And none of these people, fading celebrities I call them, come out to make a name for themselves, which he did, and that other woman, like, who was the tomboy, who thought she was a boy, was not. They're fading celebrities, and they just want to make a name for themselves. And you know, and Teddy, I believe, was the start with all and belonged to, is another fine organisation, you know. And the two of them, like, get the truth of people, like, you know. But Tenny is important because it takes in all people who are transgendered, regardless of their orientation. And if they know that there's a genuine organisation to represent them, well, then that's where they can go, you know. It was a sacrifice coming out. I made documentaries on my own life in 2006 in RTÉ, of all things. So I thought I was teaching them something, but apparently they haven't learned, you know. And you know, and I got it in the word for that documentary called Against the Odds. It was actually the gay community who finally got the message to it, that we weren't just drag queens, you know, we are women, you know. And in 2006, when they honoured me in the 25th anniversary of Gay Pride, and they honoured 25 people over 25 years who made a difference for LGBT people, and so we all got the awards called Against the Odds. So I said, finally, they're getting it, you know. Yeah. So that was a big thing for even the gay community to get the idea of trans women. Yeah. It was always said to be trans women who gets attacked more than trans men. Yeah. Like, you know, the radical feminist group, for instance, like, you know, and I had to stand on that immediately, you know, because there was no compromising with them, you know. And like, they had an issue with their own identity, not with our identity, and so they decided to pick on us because whatever failings they have in their own issues of being themselves, we have no issues in being ourselves. Others have, and that's what we're out to prove. And come today, when we have the transgender children legalised and equalised, and the non-binary, then my job will have been done, and maybe finally I can relax, not standing here anymore in the cold, you know. So the young people are coming out now, and that's what it's all about, to bring them out of the darkness into the light, and that's our darkness into light here tonight.